So okay then, you know what you do if you have an old Mopar with a balky trunk light? Well, the solution is simple. You get yourself a bottle of Dr. Howard's Miracle Cure. Don't drink any of it. There are instructions on the back of this stuff says do not drink it. It's like brake fluid. Just love to have a brake fluid cocktail. After a nice thick juicy steak, there's nothing I would like more, I think would sound better than to top it off with a little shot of brake fluid. Don't do that. It's a joke. Okay, we're going to take this switch off. This is a very simple on-off switch. May not come off very simple. I think it is though. Just doing the screws. This is the ground side of the circuit. So it's got nice, good, clean metal in the thread, so I don't have a problem. I don't think there's a problem with that, but this thing has got, it's a little, this side's not so bad. It's a little bit rusty in there, so we're just gonna pop this in the solution. You might can see it's fizzing. If you can see that. See the fizzing? Means it's working. So that's doing that. I'm going to go get something to rinse all that off. I'm going to pause you guys. Be right back. Okay, so we're back, and I'm going to pull this out. It's not good for you to be getting this out of here by hand, but I don't have any other option. It's going to have to come out. So it's not good, so we need to get that wiped off and rinsed off quickly. Get it off your skin. This is kind of a mild acid, as the case may be. So, now I said Dr. Howard. Say this, Dr. Howard. See what I'm going to do. I'm going to just, Dr. Howard was exactly right about this. This is an excellent idea. I didn't know anything about this. It's a toilet bowl cleaner. So I'm going to let it work a little bit more here. It removes rust, corrosion, oxidation. He uses this for his connectors, wiring connectors. And I mean, this stuff works like crazy. You don't even have to leave it in there very long. So, get this rinsed off here.
You're not showing what you're doing.
Alright, so this thing is cleaned up nicely, this switch has. So it's got a little, looks like brass, and then this part, when the trunk is closed, it pushes down on this so the circuit's broken, and then it makes a connection when it opens up. So that's what makes the light work, because the light, like a lot of stuff on these cars, any car really, but the light is powered when it's powered. On this one, it's on a circuit that's alive at all times. So you have to ground it to make it work. So no ground, ground. Well, that looks nice, doesn't it? Really does. Sure did. The brass cleaned up and everything. Very nice. So next thing we're going to have to do here is we're going to carefully, this is the connector that goes into it, and it's got crusties in it. I can see it easily. So we're just going to dip it in the solution, hold it in here for a little while. I got a tail light acting up, brake light acting up over there on the other side too. I'm probably going to do that with that socket too, possibly. tell you what, if you like tinkering, you need to get an old car, because if you don't know how to fix things like this, figure out how to do it. You will. It's ongoing, man. This old car is reliable, but it's always got a lot of little stuff going on in it like that. Try to blow that out a little bit. Alright, so we just got it right off there. I'm actually going to soak this a little bit longer, so I'm just going to put it down here. Sorry for my shaggy hair. I need a haircut really bad again. But anyway, look at that. Boy, it's got some sort of chemical reaction going there. Look at that. Look what it's doing. It's fighting that brake cleaner. That's what it is. These are fighting for control. Don't have your face on that breathing that. So anyway, as I was saying on the end, part of another video, I think. Maybe I wasn't. I think I was gonna say it. I probably will put it on the end of this one, but I did get this thing dried up. This seal looks terrible. The trunk seal looks bad on it, but it actually did. I had to go back, and the seal on the window there was, it still leaked a little bit of water around the glass. You're supposed to put butyl tape in there, which I guess I'll do that on the next one. But I just went back after the fact and sealed it, the channel up, and so it's all dry now, so it's good. All right. This is fascinating. All right, so we'll take this out again. Somebody's probably shouting at me, no, you're not supposed to use brake cleaner to clean that. Well, it's what I have, so it's what I'm going to use. Leave me alone. Okay, let that dry. Looks nice. You can't really see it. You guys can't, but it's all nice and shiny now, so good. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some of this mysterious product known as dielectric grease. I never knew in my life that there were so many dielectric grease fans in this world, but I'm just going to put a little bit in here, and then we're going to put a little bit right around here. Not much. Remember, the dielectric grease is non-conductive. I'm going to put some on the threads too. Dielectric grease is there to keep moisture out. And do not mix it up with heat sink compound like I did years ago. I got corrected on that, but that's good. I needed to be corrected. So. Okay, let's come back in here and tighten this jewel back up. Here. There you go. That's how your average boob fixes problems like this on one of these old cars. So now I got a tail light over here, or a brake light rather. Set it on the second time. That has quit functioning. and I know when it's quit functioning because the turn signal won't work. It just comes on. No, I don't have an indicator on the dash to tell me I got a bulb out, or I don't have something in the computer. I just got a light that doesn't work anymore. So I'm just gonna pull this dude out, and there it is. It's just your standard old 1157 bulb. So let's see. Looks to me like it's okay. No, it's not. No, it's not, because well, you can't really see it, but when I moved it, the filament fell off one end of it. It's bad. I gotta have another bulb. Hang on. Okay, I went through my parts. Whoops. Get this. Went through my parts hoard in there where I got my electric stuff, and I found another bulb. It ain't the best looking bulb. I think it's okay, but it's kind of rough looking, so we're gonna dip it in the magic solution here for just a little bit. See if we can clean it up. Nee, 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 nee. This is the same stuff that gets stubborn stains off your toilet bowl. Alright, well, I think that's good. So let's put that back down there. You know, the thing about it is, I guess we'll talk about philosophy, but if you fix things, take the time to fix things the right way on a car, you'd be surprised at how little you have to work on something. You almost get bored with it, but alright, so that looks good. Used bulb. So here we go. Y'all want to see the old dielectric grease in action again? Here it is. I won't lie, I'm fascinated with automotive chemicals and stuff. The usages of and the best ones, and like any kind of like lubricant or things like that. I'm especially like, I tell you what I'm really fascinated with, and I wish I could find some, is some of that bearing grease that's green, or any kind of like cartridge grease. Don't know why that is, but just damn. So anyway, the inside of this socket looks very well, looks very good, so we're ready to just put this back in. So now we get to see, the other side has a ground on it, this one doesn't, so I guess this has to go back in the tail out housing. Alright, now we'll see if it's going to work. I'm excited, aren't you? You ever seen a car that the turn signals would work with it in an accessory? This one does. Like another gratuitous horn honk. How about that? Let's do it. Alright then. Somebody said that was the loudest turn signal they'd ever heard on a car, and that's funny because that's the one that came out of that green 73 Plymouth. I think they said it on that video, but I brought it over, I saved that turn signal relay and brought it over here, so now it's like just like driving that car nearly. Alright then, well, that's how we fix another weird whatever kind of problem on an old car, is just get in here, and one thing that's going to help you is to take a good tip from one of your fellow YouTubers. I think Howard, I think a lot of Howard is a YouTube resource and a good guy on YouTube, and I feel like he has a lot of tips to share with people. I would encourage him to maybe consider if he wants to or has the time or motivation to maybe do videos just about tips like that, because it's very helpful. Thank you, Howard. So just remember, courtesy of Howard, Old Car Alley, that if you have connectors on a car or anything else that's kind of corroded up within reason, I mean not falling apart corroded, but kind of green, just a little bit chalky or whatever, and you want to save them and bring them back to like new, then use that tip. Now you don't have to use that version. This stuff, that's what he was using. I happened to find this in my local Piggly Wiggly up here, and so that's working good for me. So that's how you do it. Just dip it in there for, shoot, maybe a minute, not even that. Works very well. And again, use the grown-up precautions on eyes and skin and nose and mouth. Do not ingest the toilet bowl cleaner into your body. Don't try to sniff it. Don't try to do any of that. Just don't do it. Just leave it in a bowl or something else and use it. Don't abuse it. All right, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, and I hope that even sort of low-key stuff like this is a little bit interesting for some of you guys. And just remember, if you buy them, whatever it is, at some point you also got to fix them. So if you keep on buying them, then at some point you're going to have to keep on fixing them, or start fixing them. So that's what I went into. I had to stop buying them. Well, I bought that one, but that was a good deal. That was an investment. But I stopped buying them and I started fixing them, and you can too. See you around.